Okay, I hope this time gonna be okay. Okay, so let's get started. So with these pictures, you might see three things on the first page, on the cover page. This is how consumer behaviors happen. So it starts from we call pre-purchase. You need to looking for some information and design what products you would like to have, what kind of information that you need to collect. Then we have second phase, which is during purchase or purchase time. You decide after you collect the information, you make the decision. And finally, after you buy the product, you might feel something like it's good or it's bad, and how to remove and how to keep it. That is the post-purchase. So here are all the process of consumer behaviors. Then, what I'm going to teach you in this chapter is first, consumers use a product to present themselves. Like here, I'm wearing a marine, like US Marine uh, sweater because I like it. And every time I wear this sweater, I feel like I'm proud and I'm glad. So you would like to present your identity to the other people by using the items. Then consumer behavior is a process. It's like what I just talked. It's have the continuous process. It need to be linked and it have three stages. We're gonna talk about the detail later. Then it is your job that you need to understand the difference between wants and need. Sometimes consumer wants something, but sometimes consumer needs something. So if they need something, that means they must have. So they are willing to buy your product. But for want they have more choice. So you need to uh, you need to make sure that your product is good and trying to persuade the consumer to buy your product. So this have different meaning. And don't forget we are marketing issue. We are marketers. So you need to do some segmentation because we cannot focus all people at the same time. But it should be better if you can focus us on the group of the people who might want to have your product. So we call segmentation. Then internet change our behavior. That's very clear and true because like for this time COVID-19, the internet helped us a lot. Then the world will be changed forever. You might not need to go to the department store if you can do everything online. Like for 7-Eleven, you can use the internet and use the mobile phone and select the product and then you just order and pay. After that, the delivery guys gonna bring the stuff to you as soon as possible. So that is some example. Then consumer behavior relate to the other issue in your life. So consumer behavior can link to the other activities. I'm gonna give you some example how consumer behavior link to other issues. And then not all consumer activity is good. Sometimes it can be bad too. So we call the dark side of consumer. So I'm gonna let you know. I have 5 examples for the harmful activities. Then we have two major specialist studies for consumer behaviors. We can have the person who focus mainly on the small group, like the individuals, like focus on each people. We call micro consumer behavior. Micro is mean very small. We also have the macro consumer behavior, which is We have the large size or study in terms of whole population. Like we study about the culture, we study about the nation. So we have two sides. Other other things that we're gonna do for this first chapter is I'm gonna let you know they have two major perspectives for studying consumer behavior. One side, they believe using science, using the rational concepts going to be the best. But the other side, they think, oh, when you want to know about consumer behavior, you need to focus on feeling, focus on emotion, not just rational. So I'm going to explain more at the end of this class. Then let's see, who is the actor in consumer behavior? I would say it's actually a consumer. So when you want to study the consumer behavior, the person that you need to look is a consumer. So a consumer is a person who need to identify what they need first, then purchase it. Finally, they dispose it. So like we just talked, it's happened in three stages: pre-purchase, during purchase, and post-purchase. And not all the time you buy something for yourself, right? You buy something for the other people too. You buy something for your parents, for example. So you must think purchaser and user are not the same person, and it have different meaning as well. Other things which is sometimes user and influencer is also be the point that we need to concern too. Because not all time you make decision by your own, but you also make decision based on the other suggestion from your parents, from your friends. So you need to understand the effects of influencer to your decision. We also need to have the study on organization and group of the as a consumer. Like not all time you buy or purchase the product for yourself, but sometimes you make decision according to organization or group of people. So this is the big picture that who is a consumer. So let's answer this question. What is consumer behavior? So it's actually the study of the process that one people or one group of people select, purchase, use, and dispose to satisfy their need and desire. Again, it has three stages: pre-purchase, during purchase, and post-purchase. But in the past, we believe that we should focus mainly on the during purchase, which is not work right now. Because in fact, before you buy something, you need to looking for the information. You need to collect the information. So that is the pre-purchase step. We have during purchase that you buy products, or you come to the department store and the environment of the department store make you feel like you really want to drink or eat something. That is purchase situation. And after purchase, it's like you feel, oh, this good. I would like to buy these products again. Or how you keep the product or how you remove the product. That is the post purchase. Again, they said early stage of development for the consumer behavior, they didn't have the name like consumer behavior. They had the name like buyer behavior because at that time they focused mainly on just purchase time. So I talked about this already, the stages before, during, and after. Every step, what you're gonna have is exchange. Exchange can be everything that you give and you receive. So that says like for now we have the internet banking, so you don't need to have just the bills or the coin. So that is the exchange as well. Then Stages in consumption process. So we just learned consumer behavior have pre-purchase, during purchase, and post-purchase. But think, do we have the same issues for consumers and for marketers? The answer is no. Think about this one. Before you purchase something, what do you think? You're gonna think like, how does a consumer decide that he or she needs a product? Like, what is the process before you buy the product? Like, you think about it, how you collect the data. So that is the first issue. During purchase, how do you feel during the purchase? Do you feel bad or stressed or happy? Or what does that purchase mean to you? This is during purchase. And after that, we have, does the product provide a good result to you or bad result to you? And you would like to buy that again or not? Or what is the effects to the environment? That is the post purchase. So this is the consumer perspective. How about marketer perspective? So marketer perspectives for pre-purchase issues, they're gonna think about what is the attitude. See, attitude plays important roles for the marketers in considering what factor gonna link them to buy the product. So they're gonna think about attitude toward the products, or what is the signals or what is the sign that consumer will buy your product. So marketer need to evaluate and understand about it. Later, during purchase, marketer gonna focus on the time, the pleasures, the store display. That's gonna affect to the decision making. So that is the reason why you go to department store and they try to decorate it because marketer did their job. Last one, the marketers gonna do determine the consumer satisfy your products or want to buy your products again or not. So this is the things that happen for marketers. Okay, so I would like to ask you to do one assignment for this chapter, which is please select only most favorite items. Then describe the information in all three stages in terms of consumer's perspective. So you can use the guideline here and trying to explain what happened with your favorite product before purchase, during purchase, and post purchase. So please submit this work in Google Classroom. Actually, this should be within Wednesday. So I'm gonna call. Actually, I I typed the wrong day, so it should be please submit in Google Classroom within next Wednesday before 4 p.m. Okay, then why we need to understand the consumer behaviors? Because consumer behavior is a good business. This is the things that you must understand. So consumer behavior can help you to have a good business. By they can help you to define who are the target consumers. Then consumer behavior can help you to identify the threat and opportunity to the brand. So after you finish studying consumer behavior, you can know who is the person you can go. Like you can just focus on this group, or you can identify yourself. What is the threat and what is the opportunity for this current brand? Or if it's not quite okay, you can use some strategy to apply for having a better business. So that's all the reason why we need to have the consumer behavior. to satisfy the consumer need. So we just talked about segmentation. So when we're doing about marketing, segmentation is the crucial or very important thing because we can't focus on all people at the same time. So it should be clever that you can focus just the group that gonna like this product. So we call it segmentation. The way we do segmentation can be many. Like first, you can do based on demographics. So you can group the people based on the age, based on the gender, based on the family structures, based on social class income, race, ethnicity, or geography. Like for example, if you have a product and it has the pink color and you define this is the product for female. So right now you do segmentation based on gender. Or if you have a new product, which is Thai food, and it is the northern Thai food, then you need to do segmentation. You might do focus on the northern part of Thailand or central part of Thailand. So we can do segmentation based on the group of people that gonna buy the products. The second thing that you can do segmentation is you can use psychographics. So you can use psychography to group the people by using how they feel, what are their attitudes, and what is the thing that they keep the values, or what they're gonna do when they have free time. So psychographic is totally different from demographic that we just talked. This is mainly for the number, the statistic, but psychographic is more complicated, but it helps you a lot. Like for example, we do psychographics sometimes we use in terms of lifestyle. If you know the lifestyle of the target group, which is going to be a venture lifestyle, so the marketer will know what type or what kind of product that they're going to serve. This may be like they're going to serve the hiking equipment, uh, the tent, or maybe the energy boost foods for a venture. So this is example, or even insurance that is psychographic. Then, because when you do business, one thing that you need to have is a good relationship with a consumer, with the brand. So this is our job to create a link between brand and consumer. And our ultimate goals or our highest objective is we try to have the royalty, especially the lifetime royalty. So it could be like forever use the product or consume the product. For example, when you think about instant noodles, you're gonna have the name of the brand in your mind, like Mama, Yum Yum. So that is the boy. So why we need to focus on this one? Because if we have a strong board, that means you're gonna have a good loyalty consumer. So we call this one is relationship marketing. How marketers gonna do or create the relationship marketing? So marketer gonna use the combination of IMC or integrate marketing communication. You might announce, you might contact, or sometimes you keep the reward, or even you're gonna use the social media to promote the product. I think many of you, including me, are the member of all companies. So that is one of example of the relationship marketing. Okay. Every time continue for talking about the all member card. every time you use the card or every time you enter the phone number in all member, which is member of 7-Eleven, they gonna collect the data of your purchase. Why they do that? Because they're gonna track the behaviors of your consumption. So it's like if you buy this thing a lot, what they gonna do next? They're gonna give you something like coupon or just discount. Why we need to focus on this one? Because for now we are in the world of data. So in other terms, you can hear this word like big data. So big data can help you because you can group the things that some specific people like in some area. So I have a good example which is here. When I was back in the US, I was a member of Walmart, very big department store. Every time I brought the products, they scan my card, they collect the data, and someday they just send the coupon, send a special gift to me. So how they know? They're gonna know by using the data that they have and offer me something that I might like. So consumer behavior is like that too. You need to understand the habit. You need to understand the frequency of using some product. Then after that, you can predict what they're gonna buy, what they will not buy. So this is the same concept of database marketing. But database marketing just use more technology. Then let's talk about marketing and culture. So we live in the society. Human is the socialized animals. So we live in the society, so we can share the idea. So we're dealing with the culture when you are in the group. So in the introduction class, I'm gonna give you two main things of the connection between marketing and culture. First one is the pop culture or popular culture. Popular culture can be everything that can be famous at that moment, like ideas, perspectives, attitude, image, or phenomena. But they use the mass media to spread the culture to the other people. Other things of the relationship between marketing and culture is for now we are in the world of sharing. So you can use the space on the internet to share your idea. So every time you give some opinion, the other people gonna know and understand your point as well. So we call consumer generated content, the content that generated by consumer. So here are examples of the popular culture at this time. I think the first picture is the brand name Little C. So many people wait for a long line for this type of bread. So this can be popular culture for this time. On last year, the singer and songwriter named Tanwa or Toy, he was so popular. So he's gonna be pop culture as well. So in conclusion, pop culture can be the latest fashion. This can be music, movies, sport, books, celebrities, or entertainment. Like sometime they're crazy about camping. So camping gonna be famous at that time. So camping can be pop culture. Okay, and the things that marketers always do is marketers influence the preference for movie, music, heroes, fashion, food, and decoration choice. So they The magnet trying to just link to the other item. For example, if you remember Avenger movies, 7-Eleven just used the Avengers logo or Avenger details and print it on the. So this is one example of popular culture. Then consumer-generated content. So we are in the world of sharing. You can find the idea. You can block people who share the opinion. So it's going to be better way if you have some space for the consumer who can give some information to you. So we call this one like consumer generated content. So for now, you can do by using Facebook, Twitter, or blog. So the things like this going to be good and bad. Good things. This help you a lot because if you do pretty good business, many people gonna come and write a compliment for you. But if you do something bad, that's bad thing gonna happen so fast too. So here is example of consumer generated content. Then one of the objectives that we just talked is we use the product for present your identity. And I just mentioned that I have the sweater from US Marine. So I use it for define myself. I'm a big fan of US Marine. Or I have the mask here, which is have the camouflage, which is from US, no, England soldier. So I asked my mom, Mom, can you do this for me? She said yes, but I need to pay her 2,000 baht. Just kidding. But every month I give her money around 20,000 for taking care of the family. So because we live together, my mom and my dad and me live together in Chiang Rai. So that is the example of using the product to reset identity. So in this page, I can give you four more examples of using the product to define yourself. Like we call the self-concept attachment if you use the products to create your identity. For example, if you like hip hop style, so you wear the big clothes, you wear the gold necklace. So you define yourself, you are a big fan of hip hop songs. So that is self-concept attachment or nostalgia attachment. So nostalgia attachment is like you link something that you have in the past. This can be the objective that present yourself in the past too. Like this one. This is the backpack name is Tag. So this is the brand that in my age. This is the one that you must have because it reminds me a lot about my old time. So I use this and it's defined as the nostalgia attachment or interdependent. Interdependent can be any product that you use daily or every day. So it can be the toothbrush, it can be the cups, it can be the car. So this is interdependent. Last one. Sometimes you use some product to define as the love. Like you have the wedding rings, you have some special gift from your boyfriend or girlfriend. So it's linked to emotional link. Like sometimes one of my friends, when he or she feels sad, he just see the pictures on the necklace of her boyfriend or girlfriend. Then he just have a warm feeling. So this is one example of the look. Let's take a look. This calculate is going to be asked for the quiz. Then, for now, we are in the world market. We are in the global consumer. So, one brand can be famous at the same time as in many countries happen around the world. I mean, because of the internet connection, we can share everything at the same time. You might like the brand name that is the same time that you some people like in US because we have global brand name. We might like the same movie star, same celebrities, or same leisure activities. Like for now, many people love having yoga, so yoga gonna be one thing that is like global consumers or global activities. So this is one example of global consumer. Then we have the global consumer, global brand. We also have the the things that develop uh, from the past. Like we can have virtual consumers. Virtual consumer is not like the real consumers. Actually, you are the consumer, but you can do purchase online. So this is the result of the development of the website or internet. So you can shop 24/7. You can use with the wireless device, you can use the mobile phone to purchase the product. And it's not just like the organization gonna sell the product to you, but for now, you can do some business each other. Like you have the products from you and then you sell to your friend. So it's like C to C. A good example is like eBay or maybe Kaidi. That is the second-hand product or maybe the brand new, but that's linked directly from consumer to consumer. Then we just talk about consumer-generated content. It's like here too, horizontal revolution. Horizontal is mean is have the same level, same levels of sharing. You have some knowledge, some information you can share to the other people at the same time by using the blog, using the Twitter, using the Facebook. Then, for now, we are in the culture of participation. So you can't hide something bad because we can share everything online. So make sure that you realize we're gonna have this situation too. Okay, we talked about this already. Okay, I can make the conclusion for virtual brand community. So for now, you can buy the product everywhere, every time. It also have something more, like they can have a group of people, a group of members that like the same thing. So we have specific group of people on Facebook fan page for healthy eating people. So you can have a group like that who share the information. And we have this type of group a lot too. Like we can have a group of the people who love the dog, so they can share the knowledge. They can share the information. Like my dog is ill, so what I gonna do? So you can do that too. We call virtual brand communities. Or even we might have a Facebook fan page for Nike user, so they can share the news items, the good things, the bad things from the products. So that is virtual brand community. Not just for, uh, I mean, some people think doing the business is always good. No, not like that. You need to have the ethics. Ethics is actually the rule that lets you know what is the good thing or what is the bad things. So business ethics is like the frame that both buyer and seller need to follow because this is going to be the standard for living in the society. But you need to consider not all cultures have the same standard or same ethics. For example, eating dog meat in Thailand is not good. Like it's not illegal, but people might not like it. But it's normal in Vietnam or in Korea. So let's think about this one. Because if you do not follow with the ethics, it's going to be the problem. Or with this picture, this is the bamboo fry, the fried bamboo worm. What's wrong? They put a lot of paper at the bottom because they want to reduce amount of the product, and this is bad. So when you have this problem, you can just call the number or just call the call center or just use some actions to organization to take care of it. Then ethical standard. So I would say if you are a good buyer, what you should do, you should do first, you need to present or let the consumer know any risk that can be possible. Like if you have the food product and it contains the wheat flour, so some people in US or some people in European country they can't eat the wheat. So you need to present the level clear. This is a product that might contain the wheat. So they will try something else to eat. So please do not close or just hide something in the product. Then identifying added features. So if you add something more, make sure that you send the information or you communicate clear with the consumer. Like you said, I have the drink that have high vitamin C, but you did not let them know how many percent. They said just you said, oh, this is high vitamin C, and it's maybe just 20%. But other uh, green, they have 200%. So you should make it more clear. Then avoid false or misleading advertising. So I have the picture below. First one, in Thai, it translates like fast. The right one, so it's translated to Thai, that means it's relief. So what does this mean? Sometimes the brand name can lead you to some expectation, which might not be always true. So this happened in the past, but for now, Thai FDA, Food and Drug Administration, did not allow them to use this type of brand name because we don't need to have the problem about misleading on the consumers. Last one, sometimes we do the study, but that is not just like study. It's like you have something behind, like you trying to promote your products during the test, during the survey. You might be talk like uh, art. You know this product is really good. Many of the people who do this survey buy it. I would say this is bad because you trying to convince us to buy the product that we might not like. So, but sometimes they also collect the data that can use for the other projects too, which is also bad too. So be careful. Then let's answer the questions. I'm quite hot, so let me take out the clothes for a while. Okay. I'm so tired, as I mentioned. I did 2 times. It's not working. Okay. So, answer the questions. Do marketers manipulate consumer or do you think marketers try to control you? What do you think? Yes or no? Second one, are advertising and marketing needed? So, do you need to have marketing or advertising or not? Yes or no? And the last one, for now, we are in the world of marketers or in the world of consumers. So, and in the past, marketer might have more effects to you, but for now, trust me, you have much, much more power than marketers. So, let me explain one by one. First one, do marketers create the things that you don't need or they try to control you or not? The answer is not actually. Because the objective for marketing is to create the awareness and the existence of the product. So the marketer don't have much power to control you to buy the product if you don't like. So they said not to create the need, but marketer recommend a way to satisfy the need. So the marketer job is just let you know how you gonna finish or how you gonna fulfill your need. So they might show the picture and say, oh, if you get thirsty, you drink Coca-Cola, and then you feel happy. It's like that. So again, marketer is not actually create the things that you don't need, but your decision is from yourself. Marketer just provide a choice, provide the information about the product that, oh, we have this product and how you obtain the product. Then let's talk about what is the difference between needs and want. So let's remember like this way. If we talk about need is the thing that you must have. It is biological motives. Like right now, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna drink the water. So this is need. I can prevent it. But want is the society has taught that you can have it. So for me, I remember like one can have the choice. Like you can buy it or not. That's why. For example, if you thirsty, need is thirst. Like you must drink some liquid. But want, you have more choice. You can have water. You can have uh, Coca-Cola or Pepsi. You might select Pepsi. So you fulfill your want but you don't fulfill the need. Okay, so again, for some of you who did not get right now, need is the thing that you must have, but want is the thing that you if you don't have, that's fine. You still be alive or okay with that. Then, are advertising and marketing needed? I would say many of the consumer blame the marketer as the person who create materialism because they the marketer just show how good for the rich people. You need to have a Mercedes Benz, you have the Rolex watch, you have the gold necklace. So marketer was blamed, but actually marketer just use the advertising to help to communicate the product's availability. Like every time you see the ads online or on the television, you know what it is. So marketers try to communicate that have the product on the market and help you to reduce the searching time. So in conclusion for this question, are advertising and marketing needs? I said advertising and marketing is needed because it can help you to communicate that the product is available, sorry, and you know where you gonna buy it. Like I just saw their ads yesterday about a herbs, the powder that can help you to have a good health. So they said uh, this product is pretty good, and I suggest the other people consume it, and they said that's great. And if you want, you can call this number. So this is advertising and marketing. You will not buy the product if the product is not good. So answer this question, do marketers promise miracle or make or create something special for the consumer? Actually, no. In the past might be, but for now, if the product is not have the good quality, consumer might not want to buy your products again and your product's gonna be gone. So in conclusion, marketers are only successful when they promote a good product. Why? As you know, more than 40% or around 40% to 80% of the product is failed because the product is not good enough, especially for the new products. Next one. So when you have a problem about the products, it's our right to contact, it's our right to call some officer who take care of the products. In this case, actually every country have the organization who control, who protect, and who gonna ban some seller who did something bad. So in Thailand, we have an organization that you can call this organization when you were cheated with the seller, like low quality, not enough quality, low amount of products, or even it's contaminated to the other bad things. So we can have these uh, ways to contact, or even you can have the customer service. Like KFC, when you feel not good about the product, you can call them. They try to answer and explain the problem and solve the problem. Then let's go back to here. As I mentioned, this was blamed from uh, the consumer. That is, marketers always create the materialism. This happened in US. Many people crazy about having the objects. They would like to be rich. They would like to have looking good. They would like to have collect many products. So that is materialism. And what happened for this world? We have a group want to be materialism, but we have another group that don't want to be materialism. So in this case, we have a group of people who don't want to have materialism or want to ban materialism. We call like anti-consumerist or anti-overconsumption. The first link of YouTube here that I can't put is on the screen right now. So I would ask you to watch the first link. The first link is like the link that's happened on Black Friday in America. Black Friday is the season that the product reduce the price. Then many people who want to have some items, then they wait for a long line and then they trying to have the items that they want. It's like crazy situation. So many people don't like it. They want to ban this situation. So they have a group of people who did the opposite way. So in this case, in Canada, they have Adbuster Media Foundation. So this foundation creates some activities to ban overconsumption. They said overconsumption is like you consume too much need is might not need like that. Why you are not simple consumption? Like you just have the money and buy again and again. Like do it with not needed. Like just want to buy. So they have the campaign. Like they have buy nothing day. On that day, no one gonna buy the product to ban the overconsumption of materialism or turn off the TV week because they did not want to have any advertising or any products that gonna influence you to buy it. So these actions we call in the other terms as counter jamming. So I have some example of culture jamming in last two link, so please take a look about it. So again, in conclusion, culture jamming is the strategy that used to ban the materialism. So to ban the anti-consumerist. So they think people don't want to consume that a lot and it might affects to the other things too like affects to the society affects to the environment like here the logo Nike normally they have the word like just do it but here they have just don't so just don't is mean this group of people do culture jamming by showing some evidence like your product, I mean Nike product made by slave and poverty people. That's correct. Because they need to lower the cost of production. So they will have to produce the product in poor country. I would say Thailand, they gonna have this problem too. Then this also said for slave of fashion. Like if you addicted with the fashion, so trapped, you are trapped with the consumerism or materialism. Then culture jamming also have another good thing which is they think doing business is not just for having the profit. You should think about consumers. You should think about society. So that is reason why culture jamming trying to cooperate three things together. They always do that by CSR, like corporate social responsibility. Like some company just donate the blanket, donate the food when you have the disaster. So it can help the image of the product better as well. Or you can have the cost related marketing, green marketing and social marketing. So I have this good example for green marketing and cost related marketing in Canada. So when you want to move from one place to the other place, you need to have the box. Sometimes the box is not quite good quality and they cannot use many times. So Canadian company just create very good reusable box for moving. So first things that they hit is it eco-friendly because You can do it again and again, use it again and again. And the company is great because it's linked to the green marketing. So they hit with green marketing already. Then, how is linked to the cost-related marketing? Cost-related marketing is linked by they have um, they have the campaign, which is they're gonna donate 1% of the revenues to the animal protection. So in this case, they have the other things too, like it can help the world, help the environment, help the animal. So we call this one is cost related marketing. So the marketing that lead with the cause and effects. So even it's look just 1%, but it's touching and it creates some good feeling to the consumer. Next one, social marketing. So social marketing is like they encourage, try to support the people to not do something bad. Like the first picture, they have the picture of the people who drink the alcohol during the driving, but you also sit on the wheelchair. So this means if you drink and you drive, you might sit on the wheelchair. You might have an accident. Or the Johnny Walker have the hashtag here, I'm not driving. So to warn you, if you drink, please don't drive. This is social marketing. So consumer is not always good. Consumer sometimes you have the dark side too. We have the dark side. The first one is consumer terrorism. It's like you have bioterrorism, like anthrax is the chemicals that have the bad effects to your health. So it's happened in America that they use the anthrax powder and then just spread through the envelopes. Then poison with the water and the food. So that is consumer terrorism. Then we have additive consumption. So additive consumption is physiological or psychological dependencies or the action that's have from the physiological and psychological. So it have the character like you want to do like you be addicted to do like drink, using drug, smoking or using the social media. This is addictive. Consumer. So it's like you buy the thing that you should not buy, like sex, organs, blood, hair, or even baby. Illegal activity is like crime that I'm gonna talk to you next page. Last one is compulsive consumption. Compulsive consumption is have the character like continuous thought. So if you have if you keep thinking about something and it will stop until it's act out, that is compulsive consumption. So for example, it's like shopping or gambling. So the difference between compulsive and addictive is compulsive have the character is like you keep thinking about it. But addictive is just addict. So and the other thing is for compulsive is it's gonna be stop until the behavior is act out. Okay. Like you keep thinking about shopping, then if you shopping is over. But alcohol, like drink, you can drink more and more and more until you get drunk. So it's different, right? Or social media, sometimes you spend more time on surfing the internet or online on Facebook. So even you used it, but you can continue to do it. But it's not like continuous thought, then compulsive consumption. You will stop when you finish it. Okay.
Second one, no, third one, I mean from this picture. Illegal activities. Illegal activity is like steal. So does some product is stolen, or sometimes we have problem in shoplifting, like the employer or employee just steal the product from the company. Or when you use the credit card, sometimes your credit card can be used by the other people. Like they just use your information and try to buy something else, so that is fraudulent. Or sometimes they did not send the products that you already brought to you, that is fraudulent too. Unethical activities like you lying or just taking credit without any truth, like you said you have a lot of money but you don't have it, but you say it because you need to have the other people money to like have investment. So that is unethical activities. Or anti-consumption. So one example is like product tampering, or product that can contaminated with the other substance that it should not be. I have one case study for anti-consumption, which is a case study on product tampering. This is Girl Scout cookies. Girl Scout cookie is very famous around 1984 or 85. Then one thing that might happen is always happen, which is when some product is good, the competitor will do something bad, like to discredit your product. In this case, it's found pins, needles, or other foreign objects on the cookies, which is not be found. So what happened? If some people don't know, they just eat it. So the gums also hurt, so they need to go to the hospital. And then the sales of the Girl Scout cookie is reduced around 25%. So what is the intention? Intention of this story is like they try to discredit, they try to reduce the sales of the famous product. So I also have some other case that you can watch on the YouTube, and you will know not always good, not consumer is not always good. Sometimes even the marketer, you need to catch up them. You need to know what they're gonna do. So the roles of the consumer research. We do consumer behavior. It's like you do consumer study or consumer research. If you want to have the primary research, you can have it from directly from yourself. But if you collect the data from the other people, from the other sources, we call that is secondary research. So here are examples of primary research. This can be survey, it can be focus group, it can be interview or observation, or even the playing. Role playing is like you have to ask to be the other people, like trying to be your mom and then said, please explain what your mom buy in at the weekend. So you collect the data, but it's not present like yourself. Then we need to talk about the specialist who gonna do the consumer behaviors, or the person who gonna do the consumer behavior. So we can have the person who focus only on the individuals, like the small unit. So we call it the micro consumer behaviors. For example, if you working for the critical psychology or development psychology, it's like you focus mainly on person. So that is individual and it is micro consumer behaviors. But if you focus the big picture like history, demography, or cultural anthropology, so those people, those specialists, gonna be focused on the social focus. or macro consumer behavior. Then we also have two perspectives in consumer research. So please take a look about this carefully. It's going to be asked for sure on the quiz. So as I mentioned earlier, one side of the people, they think about, they believe just for reason. They believe to use the rational decision. So these people look something as the object. So it can be measured, it can be count. So these people call positivism or modernism. But we have the other uh, terms, the other side, which is interpretism or postmodernism. So they argue that our society should not just use just reason. You should focus on the other things like happiness, feeling, or emotion. So they said it should be focused on the subjective, not objective like positivism. And then they think the consumer individual experience is the combination from many interpretation. It's not just single explanation. Or in other terms, they said one your behavior is the result from many activities that combine together, not just one single activity. Okay. Then here is the big pictures of this course. We're gonna finish the blue one, the consumer in marketplace. Then I'm gonna teach you about consumer as individual. I'm gonna teach you about perception, learning, and memories, values, the self, personality, and attitude. After that, we're gonna skip to the green, light green, which is decision-making process. After that, are gonna go to the subculture and then culture. So it seems like we're gonna step to the bigger picture. Okay. And here are the summary. So consumer behavior is the process. We have pre-purchase, during purchase, and post-purchase, and it's actually continuous. In the past, we focused just for during purchase, but for now, it's not because we need to have something before and we need to concern about the thing after we purchase too. We always use the product or brand to identify or to present yourself. Then consumers not the same. You need to do segmentation and focus on what they need and want. Then consumer activities can be dark too. So you need to be aware of the dark sides of consumer activities. And consumer behaviors benefit from several fields. As we have the pyramid, consumer behavior can be very small, like micro consumer behavior, and can be very large area like macro consumer behaviors.